man. Free J-Man, man. Free Screw, man. Who else? Free folks. All that 30. All that 30. Hey, look.
Out west shorties, they a different breed. We talking kids that ain't even old enough to drive but got their face and neck tatted like they been in the game for 20 years. A shorty'll tell his mama he going to school, give her a kiss on the cheek, but inside that backpack ain't no books. It's a pipe with a switch. He out here trying to slide or catch an op lacking before the first bell rings. Out here, the shorties don't just grow up fast. They skip the childhood part entirely. You see 15, 16, and 17-year-olds out here beefing with the most dangerous, deep-rooted sets in the city. No riding, but BeamTeam 1200 is one of the most reckless gangs to ever touch the West Side. They underrated, but the streets know they move like a pack of wolves. They highly active, putting in work that makes the OGs sit back and wonder where the code went. BeamTeam always had a big name out west because they got a gang of killers. But like every hot war in Chiraq, they've paid the price. They've lost their share of heavy hitters to the Reaper and 12. Before we start, shout out to the real ones. Keep rocking with me, gang. Clap that like button. You locked in with Hood Edition. And today we're deep diving into the savage story of the BeamTeam 1200. Now, before we get into the real grit, don't get it twisted. There's two different BeamTeam. You got the old 39 BeamTeam over on the low end. That's where FBG Brick was from. Rest in peace to a legend. Over time, that set basically became OBN. Even though the name stayed in the air, they don't really hold a block the same way no more. Brick never claimed that out west heat. His roots were strictly low end. But today, we talking about the BeamTeam 1200. This is that out west energy. No cap, these shorties are really into it. BeamTeam 1200. This ain't just one block. It's a click up between two heavy sets from the same neighborhood. 1200 Bankroll and NFG, No Face Gang. They're located right at Roosevelt and Lawndale, and they're rocking 1200 both ways. Let's talk about the first side, 1200 Bankroll. This set been active way before 07. But they weren't always called that. Back in the day, they were A.O. Rose Gang, honoring a big homie and a love member named Jamari, aka A.O., who got smoked.
First member we ever had died was my cousin, Lil A.O. Police killed him and handcuffed him, let him die back there.
2007.
But when Bank, the one everyone knew as Bankroll Juice, passed away in 2017, the energy shifted forever. He was a real one. A rapper who was putting on for the block and was tight with everybody.
We don't do no talking to them niggas. Hell no, hey. Pistols get the poppin' like I'm cooking. I'm 1200, Ayo, Rose, Bam, gang, ayy. And niggas, bitches, this ain't gang for the fame. And shout out to the BeamTeam, they be scoring shit.
To keep his legacy breathing, they rebranded the whole movement as 1200 Bankroll. They've been riding under that flag ever since, making sure the streets never forget his name. They CVL and GDs. They've held down a few blocks, but if you're looking for them, they're usually posted at Roosevelt and Richmond. That's their favorite main block. Most of these guys are homegrown, born and raised in this neighborhood. They jumped off the porch early, around 16 or 17, and by now, they the big homies. We talking members in their late 20s, 30s, and up. They the veterans of the 1200. They didn't really have the shorties like that. The young crash-out energy was mostly over on the NFG side. Bankroll also brought the heat to the mic with rappers like Bankroll 50 and Gorilla Boy Nook.
Speaking of his brother, fuck Steve, he died with a scrap on the cow bopping, trying to twerk, they put him on his back. But we lost Bank, Iraq, I and y'all lost double that, triple that. Slide with this 50, I'ma empty that. Stop popping perks, I don't wanna.
Now let's talk about the other side of the 1200 BeamTeam. NFG, No Face Gang. These youngins move a different way. They claim a thing called NBH, which means no big homie. They didn't wait for an OG to give them a rank, a blessing, or tell them what to do. They built this from the bottom up by themselves. Around 2015, they were just badass kids on the block, 13, 14 years old, jumping off the porch and getting into everything. Before the straps came into play, they were out here purely on that bully energy, robbing, taking jewelry, and beating on shorties from other blocks like Fifth City. The name BeamTeam, that came from a real main face named J. Osama. He was just a shorty, maybe 13 or 14 when he stamped that name on the map back in 2015, 2016. He brought the vision, and the rest of the shorties, Corey, Choppa, Nook Glow, Sousa, LA, Dirty, Shorty Grown, Lil Lord, Nine, Zay Savage, and others, they all fell in line. That's why you'll hear them claim J Gang, Corey Team, or JCG, J Corey Gang. They all rocking for the same names. They claim Roosevelt and Lawndale, that's the favorite. The main block they call Front Street. If you roll through there, you'll see the store they used to post up at, with the fallen members' pictures right there in the window. Their whole territory stretches all the way from 13th to Lawndale, and they've been holding that line for years. Don't get it twisted on the politics though. BeamTeam is a mixed set. You got new breeds, GDs, and Traveler Vice Lords all rocking under one flag. That's rare, but that's how they built it. These shorties were built different. They stopped going to school and jumped off the porch really early. We talking kids that were only 13 when they got those neck tattoos. Even their parents couldn't tell them nothing but be safe, because by then, the streets already had them.
Told me, like, when I first walked in the crib, I was about 13. Walked in with a face tat cross on. My OG looked at me and like...
You had that face tat since you was 13?
How old I was, big brother? Like 13, 14? I had my first face tat. I was in grammar school.
Say the hood, young, like 13 on the block, they breeze. Man, Joe, his defensive mechanism was perfect.
Ever since that day, my name been straight through this.
On my mama, you was like 12.
I was like
no
12 on
bad.
They made the whole hood so hot that 12 had to put cameras on every single corner just to keep eyes on them. And these boys are reckless, no cap. They've even let off shots at the police. They stay outside all day, chilling on the block, letting the world know that BeamTeam 12 Hunter is here to stay. These shorties are damn near into it with the whole West Side. They only rock with a few, like Ghost Mob, but for everybody else, it's smoke on sight. We talking heavy beef with BTBG, Sicko Mob, SANEGANG, Anaboyz, One Trey, Fifth City, and TTU. And that's just the start of the list. When you got that many ops on your head, you can't be out here lacking. That's why these youngins stay strapped to the teeth. We talking switches, Dracos, and all the latest attachments. They aren't playing games. They're built for high-tech war. It hit different for real when two of their most loved members got smoked. Back in 2017, after that, the BeamTeam stopped caring about the politics or who you were with. If you weren't gang, you were a target. But look, it wasn't just about the war on the blocks. BeamTeam became the definition of kids with no guidance, no OGs in their ear, no limits, just pure, unfiltered, crash-out energy. Back in March 2017, the name started ringing all over the West Side, but it wasn't for the music. Word is, these shorties, we talking kids only 13 and 14 years old, were moving wild. They ended up going live on Facebook, recording something that would leave the whole city disgusted. They ran a train on a 15-year-old girl, and they did it for the world to see. The video went viral. People were watching it in real time. Her mother, desperate to find her missing daughter, saw that feed and felt pure fear. She called 12 immediately, Facebook took it down, but the damage was already done.
Of reported sexual assault may now be the target of threats. And tonight, police are questioning several people in connection with the alleged attack that was shown on Facebook Live.
Chicago police say there is now a parallel investigation going on into online threats being received by the family of a 15-year-old girl sexually assaulted on Facebook Live over the weekend. Meanwhile, detectives still working around the clock to identify all of those involved in the assault.
These are little boys terrorizing a neighborhood, and for this to be allowed, this is not something that just happens.
Family and friends of the victim identify the attackers as a group of teens calling themselves the BeamTeam. It's the same name that appears on a screenshot of the Facebook Live video identifying the broadcasters.
It's a group of kids walking around in a huge little pack, and they act out, stand in front of your addresses.
The teenage girl went missing Sunday afternoon, shortly after visiting a neighborhood store. Then on Monday, someone tipped a relative off to the Facebook Live video, which showed the girl being assaulted by up to 5 different teens. She was found walking by herself early Tuesday morning, just a few blocks from home.
When Baba TV asked them about it, they told him she was just a runaway from the crib, and the crew just happened to find her. They tried to justify it by saying she was actually older than the Shorties, claiming she was with the movement and was down for whatever. Even they say her mama was bogus for taking it to the news and making up a story to put on them. But in the trenches, everyone knew the truth. This was just what happens when the porch is wide open and there's no guidance to keep the youngins from crashing out.
Hey, we ain't even finna keep talking about that. Hey, she was going. That's it, that's all.
Nah, look, she was going. Look,
She was going. Motherfucker never knew she ran away at the time. So when motherfucker went live,
she supposed to ran away from the crib. Look, she supposed to ran away from the crib. Right. They ain't know she ran away from the crib and shit like that. Motherfucker ain't know she was missing. Wasn't no missing report out or nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. Phone them end up getting up with her. You see what I'm saying? They end up doing what they doing, whatever they did, and went live. You know, once a parent, they see their daughter on live, they see their daughter out on the internet and shit going viral and shit.
Yeah.
So her mama see that.
then she already supposed to been missing. So that was.
So her mama see that, and I guess she reported it saying it was rape. That they was raping her daughter on the internet or some shit like that. But it was never that though. Her daughter just ran away from home
And that's how the bitch got found.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She had got found on the internet because of the video.
That's all.
Okay.
She got caught on the internet.
She been
doing, you know what I'm saying? But she been f***ing though, like, what motherfuckers don't even know for, like.
Been a hoe.
Nah, it's not even, we ain't even gonna disrespect her like that for, but
I
I'm
ain't
just
saying
saying,
it like that, but
she been f***ing, like, we ain't. Phone them not the only motherfucker that hit that.
Yeah, she was older than them.
She was older than my brother them. Like, so how the fuck is that rape? She was older than my brother them, but at the end of the day, her mama bogus.
June 7th, 2017, marked that date. Cause on that day, BeamTeam faced their first loss, and it wasn't just one. We talking about the 2 main faces of the set, J. Osama, Jacques Mack, in Montana, Corey Hill. They weren't just brothers in arms, they were like twins. You saw one, you saw the other. Jay was the one who gave the set the BeamTeam name, and Montana was the muscle and the spirit right beside him. It was 9 a.m. Jay and Corey should have been in school that morning, but they skipped out to stay posted on their block. Broad daylight, but the Reaper was already on the clock. A silver whip pulls up, and a masked shooter hops out with a heavy rifle. Some say a Draco, some say an AR, and just let it spray. Over 30 shots rang out. They didn't just fire and dip, they stood over him. Stood over 2 kids, 15 and 16 years old, and emptied the clip. Jay and Corey didn't stand a chance. They were pronounced at Mount Sinai, and just like that, the founders were gone. Now the word on the street, this wasn't just random. They say the new breeds from 13th, Anaboyz/One Tray, backdoored them over some bread. Some say it was get back for 2 breeds that got took off the board earlier. It's messy because Jay's own big brother was from 13th and Christiana. That's how deep the betrayal goes in the trenches. The aftermath? Total war. The Shorties didn't just mourn, they rebranded. JCG was born, J. Corey Gang. You'll hear him scream Corey Team for Montana and J Gang for Osama. That song 6717, that ain't just a track. It's a promise of vengeance that's been fueling the 1200 ever since.
6717, yeah, we lost them hitters. 6717, yeah, we lost them killers. 6717, yeah, I lost my niggas. So for 6717, we'll come and kill you. 6717, yeah, we lost them hitters.
After Jay and Corey were took off the board, the BeamTeam didn't sit around and mourn. They went on a scorched earth mission for vengeance immediately. 2017, word on the street, they allegedly caught T-Man from Anaboyz lacking over on Gladys and Washtenaw. 1 minute he's posted, the next he's a memory. That was just the warm-up. By January 2018, the heat turned up to a boil. LA from BeamTeam, a shorty only 16 at the time, wasn't playing games. He tracked a 15-year-old Anaboyz and one Trey associate all the way to his crib on Holman. He didn't just wait outside. He ran up and let it spray right through the open front door. 5 shots. One caught the spinal cord and left that boy paralyzed from the waist down, put him in a wheelchair for life. His age is the only thing that kept him from getting over-fried in the system back then. He did like 7 years, got out, but just recently, in April 2026, he landed right back in the county on a domestic. But the war didn't stop at the porch. Renzo from Anaboyz was the next name on the list. Caught a hit over on Adams and Kildare, right in the middle of Cuckoo Gang territory. The streets say 9 from BeamTeam was the one who allegedly caught that score. If you talking about the real steppers for the team, you gotta mention 9. He wasn't just a name on a track. He was really out here putting in that work. Word is, after he allegedly smoked Renzo from Anaboyz, he stamped his name in the streets as a problem. But the West Side don't forget, and it surely don't forgive. On May 12, 2018, Paris Purtis, known to the block as 9 from BeamTeam, was just walking his own hood on the 3300 block of West Gladys. It was 2:18 in the afternoon, 5th City territory. 2 shooters popped out from a nearby alley like ghosts, catching him right in the abdomen before 9 could even reach for his pipe. He didn't die right there in the dirt. He fought for it. They rushed him to Mount Sinai, but by Friday morning, the doctors had to call it. 17 years old. Another top member took off the board in the same area he called home. Losing 9 was a gut punch for the 1200. He was a main face, a real one who moved with that no big homie energy until the very end. But just like the ones before him, he found out the hard way. Live by the gun, die by the gun. Then you got Lud Dee, a main face from BTBG. In June 2018, they caught him in a yard on West Carroll. 30 from BeamTeam wasn't quiet about it either. He was all over the net, bragging about how they caught Lud Dee without his pipe and left him unresponsive in the dirt. BTBG started claiming dope boys in his honor. But to the 1200, he was just another trophy in a war that was starting to cost everybody everything.
Okay. Baby Blood Gang now. T-Num, wait, T-Num. This T-Num. Baby Blood Gang on, okay. Long little Luke. Long little Luke there, he got his ass smoked, dumbass. Lud Dee is dumbass, stupid ass nigga. Stupid ass niggas. You should have had your gun, Lud Dee. You should have had your weapon, boy. You should have had your weapon, boy. You told him going to the alley. We told him not going there. We told him gonna meet him right there. We told him gonna meet him right there.
Cole, they ass going to jail. I ain't going with them. Cole, we sorry, Lud Dee. Don't come get me while I'm asleep tonight. We so. But no, though, man. You already know we thought, man. Fuck the T's out the ass for real, though, man. Motherfucker wanted to play with all my peoples. Fuck y'all, homie. Cole, y'all going to jail for real now.
But in the trenches, laugh now, cry later. Corian Hill, known to the world as 30, was the BeamTeam's biggest stepper and their loudest voice.
Hey, finish it, all I do is flirt, hey, hey, pause it, all I do is flirt, hey, hey, then all these niggas do is flirt, hey, we skirt, all I do is flirt, hey, sit back, all you gotta.
In the 6-7-17 video, you see him flashing his pipe, looking like he's untouchable. Like I said before, he was jumping on the net heavy, mocking Lud Dee from BTBG, giving out details of that hit that only a man who was standing in that yard would know. But that energy came with a price. On October 12, 2018, the clock ran out. It was broad daylight on the 3700 block of West Roosevelt, 1:52 in the afternoon. 30 was just standing on the sidewalk, probably thinking he was safe in his own hood. A white whip pulls up, the window drops, and a single shot to the head ended the 30 era right there on the pavement. He was pronounced at Mount Sinai 10 minutes later, another frontline soldier who stood on business gone. He was smoked in Shorty gang hood, and they are clicked up with BTBG. Word is, the SANEGANG allegedly caught that score as get back for Lud Dee. J-Dot from SANEGANG made a live that same day, basically letting the city know the score. He kept saying he the best driver. Allegedly, he was the driver, and other member named Dizzy was the shooter. 30 had spent months dissing Shorty gang and BTBG, not realizing that the SANEGANG was moving in the shadows, waiting for him to lack. At the funeral, it wasn't just tears, it was total war. You had the Shorty screaming "F SANEGANG" over the casket. The BeamTeam was deeply hurt. 30 was their muscle, their spirit, and losing him was just the start of a dark winter.
We miss you. We miss you. You will never be forgotten. You will never be forgotten. 1200. 1200.
After 30 dropped, the temperature out west hit a boiling point. The beef with SANEGANG went from active to nuclear. It was on site everywhere. There's footage out there of the SANEGANG letting off shots, catching the BeamTeam out in the open and having them running for their lives at a party. Then the calendar hit 2019. In May, they lost Lil Lord, real name Robert Franklin from BeamTeam. He was only 17, out in Maywood trying to catch a vibe at a house party on 3rd Avenue. Around 1 a.m., the shadows moved. Shots rang out, leaving Little Lord dead in the yard and a young girl caught in the crossfire with leg wounds. He lived out in Waukegan trying to stay low, but the streets got a long reach.
They check my flow, I want a chance up in this industry. Tired of fable beef, if you a gangster, leave it in the streets.
The BeamTeam swung back though. They allegedly caught Dave from BTBG over on Huron and Spalding, stamping another mark in the war. But every time they took a life, the Reaper came back for change. By the time the summer of 2019 peaked, the 1200 was already bleeding out, but the streets weren't done collecting. On July 31st, Lowski from BeamTeam, real name Devon Taylor, was added to the ledger. He was 20 years old, a vet in the eyes of the shorties, but even experience couldn't save him when he stepped into the wrong territory. It was broad daylight, right before 5 p.m. Lowski was posted on the sidewalk over on the 1500 block of South St. Louis. That's deep in DMG and Drake family territory. Word is, the sicko mob shooters moved in silence. They caught Lowski from the blind side, letting it spray and catching him right in the back. He didn't have a chance to draw, didn't have a chance to run. They rushed him to Mount Sinai, that same hospital that had become a second home for the BeamTeam's fallen, but the doctors couldn't bring him back. By September, Shorty grown from BeamTeam, real name McKay Smith, His name was ringing heavy out west for a minute. This shorty was only 17, but he was grown in the eyes of the streets. We talking about a feared shooter, always on bullshit. He was Bankroll Juice's little brother, and he moving like a vet.
Where we at? I don't know, that bitch thorough. That bitch thorough. Yeah, 4 pockets full like little baby. But you remember? We gonna say too much. Black on us, we ain't gonna say too much. We're going to the studio today, Turf. We're going to the studio for the game. Niggas don't never be out. Niggas say this they block, but don't ever be out on that shit. Niggas be bitches, nigga. No face gang shit. Bankroll lifestyle, you know how I run, man. Gang shit, Joe. I'm always out, never in. Niggas be bitches, dry ass block. You know how I'm coming though. No face gang, 1200 both ways.
But on the 21st, his clock stopped. He was caught in the backyard on the 1300 block of South Lawndale, deep in Hob Mob territory. They say he was moving like he was untouchable. The hitters didn't give him a chance. Struck him in the hip and the chest. They rushed him to Mount Sinai, that same familiar hallway. But this time, the doctors couldn't work no miracles. With Shorty grown gone, that made 3 top members lost in a single year. Lil Lord, Lowski, and now Shorty grown. The front line was looking ghost. By 2020, the BeamTeam shorties were hungry to prove they still held the crown for the West Side. They caught a major score when Flip money from SANEGANG was took off the board. Now, Flip wasn't just any name. He was tied to the industry, known as India Royale's first baby daddy. That's Dirk's baby mama we talking about. When he dropped, the shorties didn't keep it low. Choppa from BeamTeam jumped on the net immediately, claiming that Flip had a pack and making it clear the 1200 was the reason he was gone. But that high didn't last long. By February 2021, the set went from active to out of control. We talking about Tavon Abston, and other members from BeamTeam. These shorties went on a violent spree that looked like a scene out of a movie, but the ending was all bad. In just one morning, they were out here pure crashing out, carjacking women at gunpoint in Ukrainian village and sticking up Dunkin' Donuts like it was a game. But the worst part? They drove deep into rival BTBG territory on the 700 block of North Trumbull. Looking for an op, they saw someone moving and let it spray. They didn't hit a rival. They gunned down Guillermo Quiles, a 53-year-old innocent man just walking his block. A man who wasn't even known to police, caught in the head by a 9mm because some shorties wanted to score in the wrong hood. The law didn't have to look hard. They caught Tay getting into a stolen RAV4 right outside his crib. The shell casings matched his pipe, and the doorbell cameras caught the whole circus on video. Then came the snitching. When the handcuffs clicked, Nook Low hopped on IG saying, "The cops on our ass for killing old dude, but I ain't saying shit," while basically admitting the heat was on him. He was screaming, "We gon' go down together," but the paperwork was already flying. Tay and the other shorties got booked for the body and the spree. By July 2021, the war reached a whole nother level. We ain't talking about one-on-one scores or catching one-offs. This was pure crash-out energy. On the evening of the 21st, North Lawndale turned into a war zone in a matter of 5 minutes. It started at 6:05 p.m. on 13th and Christiana. 5 people caught hot ones in a blindside attack. But before the sirens could even echo, another 5 minutes passed and the strikers caught another play, this time at Douglas and Ridgeway, right on the steps of Theodore Herzl Elementary. A whip ended up flipped on its side, and the pavement was painted with brass. 10 people leaked in just 2 blocks. Among the chaos was Demarion Benson, a 14-year-old shorty who lived miles away on the near West Side. His mother had just called him, telling him it was time to get back to the crib. Minutes later, the shooters opened the window and let it fly, catching Demarion in the head. He was pronounced exposure, leaving another mother to bury a child who hadn't even reached high school yet. His 16-year-old cousin was right there with him, taking a headshot that left him fighting the Reaper on life support at Mount Sinai. 3 other men in their 20s were rushed to the same trauma center, while the block tried to make sense of the bloodshed. This wasn't no tactical hit. It was a broad daylight massacre. The 12 Hunter and their rivals were trading lead so fast that the Shorties were getting over-fried in the crossfire before they could even hear the shots.
Police and SWAT officers responded to 2 scenes in the North Lawndale neighborhood just a few hours ago.
After 6 p.m., it was absolute chaos for a couple block radius here, right around the intersection of Ridgeway and Douglas Boulevard. As you mentioned, a total of 10 people were shot in 2 separate mass shootings that happened within 5 minutes and 3 blocks of one another. The first one happened at 6:05 p.m. Police say it happened right near the intersection of 13th and Christiana. 5 people were shot near that intersection. We saw shell casings strewn throughout the sidewalk right outside a number of apartment buildings just off of Douglas Boulevard. Now, the second shooting happened right where we are right now, 5 minutes later, at the corner of Douglas and Ridgeway, which is right where Theodore Herzl's school is. I am standing about 50 feet away from that school. 5 more people shot at this intersection where a car also ended up on its side. Again, here, many more shell casings all over the sidewalk. And tonight, Chicago police calling on people in this neighborhood to step up and help them track down those responsible.
I tell you, this is becoming an effort where we're going to need an all-hands-on-deck approach. And that approach is going to involve our community. Our community getting involved and saying what's going on. Our community who has cell phone pictures, who has Facebook information. We're gonna need your help.
Bro, but I ain't gonna back one for no bad. That's some shit tragic. That shit was, man, you ain't see that shit?
What?
You probably want to vlog.
We're gonna put the clip in there right here.
Is
when J.N. Corey died, boy.
That's what I wanted to ask. That's the next
We got
question.
telling all type. Hold on.
Hey, you got that?
Hey, let me see that phone. Send it to me right now. We got hey on my dog. Hey, free LA, they thought my nigga was done. My dog back, man. My other dog back. They thought my nigga was done. My dog is back, man. We snitch K. We snitch K for real life, and that's why.
Year after year, the cycle just keeps spinning. The Beam Team 12 Hunter stayed on their path, catching bodies, losing members to the Reaper, or getting scooped by the 12. By 2025, the war was still active, but the faces were changing. Most of the day ones were either behind the wall or deads, leaving the Shorties to run the streets with no map. In June, Choppa from BeamTeam, real name Xavier Toussaint, became another name on the list in the worst way possible. We talking about a 22-year-old with 3 gun pries already on his jacket. Word is, him and his girl Michaela Dean were going through it. On the night of the 27th, on the 5400 block of South Prairie, she pulled up to his crib. Witnesses say she had her hands up trying to defend herself when Choppa stepped out with a 9mm Uzi-style pipe with the 30 hanging out of it. He didn't just let it fly, he pistol whipped her twice before catching her in the head right in front of a group of Shorties. He tried to clean the scene, tossing the stick and the mags in the trash, but he left his fingerprints on the heat and a Facebook video from 9 days earlier showing off the same pipe. The law caught up, and now he's sitting in the cell booked for first degree. So you tell me, is the Beam Team 12 Hunter a set of Chiraq Street legends, or just Shorties crashing out for clout and a life sentence? Is it real work, or is it just straight cap? It's your boy, Hood Edition. We out.